podcast.
Yeah, it's a podcast. It's a show.
It is a show. And we wanted to do it, in fact, over a few episodes. So I think we've got around 8 episodes per series. But how did it all start?
Well, we had a really impactful parent seminar last year. Yeah. And after that, we had many people coming to us saying, hey, you guys should do something more regular, like investigate these issues that came up.
That's right. So we thought, how about a podcast where it's like for 20, 30 minutes long and it can be listened to in the comfort of your own home. I listen to podcasts while I'm on the treadmill, believe it or not. But and I do, and I find it actually resourceful, it's edifying. And we wanted to do something like that where people can just drive and listen to something which is impactful.
Yeah, and we've got a lot of guests that are really interesting. So it'll be every Monday.
Every Monday,
that we'll post every week for, a chunk of time, for 8 weeks. We'll have a new guest coming on to talk about a different topic.
Why Heart to Heart? I think we wanted to have something which goes quite deep and meaningful.
Yeah, because it's all well and good to address a topic, but we wanted to delve in and get to the meaty stuff.
Yeah, because there's many podcasts and you listen to them and you kind of almost know what the answers are going to be. So we wanted to actually go beyond just those cliche responses.
While still respecting that there are other people in those situations, and so it's done in a very respectful way.
And we've asked the hard questions, some of those situations, they're delicate to talk about. And our guests have been great at opening up and giving us the true story. And so what I love about this is that they are real people, real situations. And I think we're getting to the heart of it, and that's why Heart to Heart.
Yeah. Well, happiness is something that we've been on a journey personally and also as a school.
When we started in 2014, our ethos of Dukesbridge is teaching happiness.
It's something that we've always felt that if we could create a place that children really feel happy, they will enjoy learning.
They will enjoy coming to school.
Yeah.
And I think over the last few years, there's been a lot of talk about mental health. And a lot of people out there are trying to find solutions for addressing that issue.
That learning happiness and how to cultivate it within yourself, how to nurture your own inner happiness, that actually helps us in life. Overcome some big stuff.
And so we've got a great platform here. We've got children that if we can actually nurture them, equip them with skills that make them happy, that maybe fast forward in a few years' time when they're actually in the adult world, they're not like lost when they're faced with challenges that would normally bring them into mental kind of illness or situation where maybe they're depressed.
It could impact the whole generation, in fact the whole nation.
And that's why we truly believe that happiness is something that we need to really push amongst everyone.
Oh. Do we need to cover them? We've had many parents on our podcast. In fact, most of them are parents.
But we also had a special episode with the kids.
And that was very fun.
That was totally fun.
Yeah.
So some of the parents that we've picked, I think they all brought something different.
Yeah.
A different perspective on life, a different take on even some of the questions that we asked. For example, I remember we asked one of the corporate flyer moms whether she needed to be at home for happiness to be established at home.
Yeah, and her answer will really, I think, surprise a lot of people.
Totally. And in fact, her answer was different to another person and who believed in physical presence at home. So I think everyone brought something different.
Yeah.
Amongst some of the guests that we had
someone who is the parent of a Down syndrome child, and we
a very
had
special child.
A really great conversation with her. She was talking about how she navigated that journey, how she and her husband went through that. And we also had another guest who went through grief, having losing his partner.
That was so profound. In fact, the mother of the children died when the children were still very young. And I'm so happy that that he opened up. You know, it was actually his first time opening up to the world about what had happened. And I think just the common denominator in all of this is that they still made it work despite the challenges for the children, for themselves, and it's just like happiness can still
exist in grief. And then we had another parent who had actually been through a burnout as a corporate individual, and
such a great story.
How he managed to climb out of that with the help of his family.
Totally, and we had a parenting coach, and the parenting coach talked about, I still remember that first question that I asked her about the statistics showing that if you have children, actually that means your level of happiness is lower than those people that don't have children.
That was pretty.
But if you want to know what her answer is, I think you should definitely watch her episode.
That was a good one.
The fact is that happiness is not limited to just a school, right?
No, not at all. And I think as parents, we need to be able to instill this within ourselves, because actually happiness, if we are happy ourselves, then it permeates into the family.
And children always look up to the parents as role models. And so if we are happy, and it doesn't mean that we need to be happy all the time, but I think what we've learned over these episodes that we've filmed is that people encounter different situations.
Some of them are from angles where you would think, oh, that would be really hard, and then they've come and been able to say how they find their happiness, how they, some people, talked about how they actually generate happiness.
So what do we want to really achieve from this is spreading happiness, I suppose?
That also shedding light on some subjects that may before have not been delved into because of the taboo here. And
that's right.
That's quite interesting. And some of the answers were not what you'd think, which was really interesting. And something that I think was really special was about when we were talking to the kids and seeing how, yes, they want to really engage with their parents, and it's not so much maybe about the length of time that they get to spend with their parents, but that connection.
So at the end of the day, this is what we want to do, is we want to bring happiness beyond our school. And, to parents out there, prospective parents maybe, and just society at large, because I think if we are happy, society can be happy, and it can only benefit the world.
The sun will shine. It never fails to rise after the darkest night. The sky may have clouds, but the rainbow that I see reminds me it will be alright.
So I'm supposed to start, right?
Okay. I can say hello, but you.
I think you say hello. Ready?
Yeah. Trust.